I'm just going to go to, I think it's probably already been covered, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about EDF first. So they're just basically a really great example of excessive corporate power. They fix gas prices, bully governments and people and protesters, and also push people into fuel poverty, so kind of bad on all fronts. They're the world's second largest energy utility company, and last year they had, 2011 they had profits of 14 billion on 63.5 billion in sales. And George Osborne, EDF, and the other big 6 energy companies want to commit the UK to another 30 years of expensive gas-fired energy, which would involve building up to 40 new power stations, which would also make it impossible for the UK to meet its legally binding climate obligations. Not only that, but as I mentioned, the part that really interests me is the fuel poverty side. So energy price hikes are pushing millions of people into an impossible situation, and they have to choose between heating and eating, which I think is really unfair. So Fuel Poverty Action are doing quite a lot of work on this, but basically last winter EDF hiked their prices by 11%, which pushed 1 in 4 families in the UK into fuel poverty, which is just unacceptable. So EDFoFF, the point of it is we're asking you to switch from, if your energy provider is one of the big 6, or including EDF, because on top of ripping off energy prices, they also have really poor service, a record number of customer complaints. They have a track record of, as you were explaining, surveillance and suppressing environmental protest. Andrew Brown, who is Gordon Brown's brother, is an EDF lobbyist and head of their media, and they have a reliance on the UK taxpayer for decades of nuclear subsidies because bailing out the banks just wasn't enough for everyone. Also, EU-level research by Ernst & Young, who are hardly like climate change champions, shows that investment in wind energy creates more jobs and tax receipts than an equivalent investment in gas by a significant margin. So the big 6 energy companies are bad for jobs, they're bad for the environment, and they're bad for people who die because they can't afford fuel. So you can pledge to switch via the EDFoFF website, which is www.edfoff.org, and join a growing movement of people demanding a renewable energy alternative. There's information on there about the other 5 energy companies, and there's also information on where you can switch to. We're trying to make it as easy as possible by negotiating with alternative renewable energy providers on your behalf. To find a gas or electricity supplier that makes sense for you, the climate and the economy, by only dealing with companies that offer a positive vision and commitment to distribute renewable energy. So examples are Co-op Energy, Ecotricity and Good Energy, but there's loads more information on the website. And I'm just going to finish with the latest update from the campaign. So hundreds of customers have been switching off from tax dodging Empower, another one from the big 6, as a petition calling on them to repay their taxes in full passed 100,000 signatures today.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Sorry.